Well, we're way down deep in the woods. You might know where we're at if you're familiar with the channel. The new trail we built a year or so ago that comes through here, and right down there is where we cross the creek, and back there is where we come back. What we're planning on doing, what we're hoping to do, is get a few trees on the ground and at least start cutting them up so that we can get through here with the tractor and the trailer and whatnot. But that one right there, that's a nice big standing dead tree. It ain't been dead too long, a year, maybe two. The top died out, and then it started growing new limbs out the side, and then it died the next year. That's what happens with that fungus. First year, it starts killing the top. Next year, it finishes killing the top, and it starts growing side sprouts, trying to survive. And then the third year, the side sprouts die. So that one's only been dead 1 year, maybe two. White oak. And we got this one over here. I don't know how well you can see it from here. Let me walk down a little bit. It's a little easier to see. Got this guy here. He's obviously been dead a little longer. And then the little guy to the left of him, he's not very big. Only about 8 inches or so around at the base. He's just straight up. And he's been dead for a couple of years too. So both of these have been dead for a couple of years. Now, this one right here, he wants to land right out here in the open where these two trails converge. Well, actually 3 trails. The one I'm on goes that way over the creek and that way to the back fence. Nice big open area there to drop a tree, cut it up, and pick it up and haul it away. All the wood will be right on side of the trail. This little guy here, we can pretty easily notch it, cut it, and push it over and land it right in here. But it's that one. This big guy back here. He wants to go down there in the creek bottom. I do not want him to go down there in the creek bottom. Thankfully, he is leaning only slightly that direction. Not heavily, only slightly. Let's get down here at the base where you can get a better look. You can see where he's been shedding limbs. And that's a danger too. We got them widowmakers up there. But you can kind of see he's pretty straight, but he's leaning back this way just ever so slightly. And when you get, I don't know, 3 or 4 tons of oak leaning ever so slightly, that's nothing to mess with. You got to be careful with it. We may not always use sharp saws. Those of you who've been on the channel for a while know how that goes. But we always get them down safely where we wanted them to go. We just don't always do it easily. Get that right, Randy? Always safely, not always easily. All right. And you can see there's a nice stand of white oak here. We'd like to get that disease out of here before it affects too many more of them. It kind of looks like that one right there might already be affected, and it's still alive, but it's got one branch that's already dying out at the top. So about 2 more years and it's going to be standing dead. I'm not cutting it down right now. I got too much other stuff to do. Got doctor's appointments for fixing my cataract and getting my heart worked on. I'm just going to try to make sure I have enough firewood for next winter. That's the game plan right now. And this one here, those two, the 2 we just cut up the trail, and the ones that'll be left over from this year, plus the stuff we've already got at the house, I should have more than enough firewood for next year. I'll be doing good if I get it all split before summer gets here, to be honest with you. But maybe next winter, we can get that tree right there because it's dying. It's a beautiful white oak, but it's dying, and it's going to infect the others. As a matter of fact, that one right there has got little side branches coming out. It might not be long for this world either. And then there's this one. It's another really nice white oak. You can see how the bark is starting to come loose. Patches, there's a patch there, big patch right here where the bark is starting to come off. Another couple of years, this will be a dead tree too. And they say the 3rd year when they have the side branches is when they're the most contagious. So I try to get them out before that if I can, but there's just so much dead wood. I really hate cutting live wood. I've cut a few out though. So without further ado, let's cut something. Ready? You gonna be able to get the whole thing from there?
I'll be working at it. There she goes. She moved. She needs just a little bit more.
There ain't nothing left.
There she goes. She's moving.
There it finally goes.
Beautiful.
Exactly where I wanted it.
Beautiful
Couldn't have done
job.
it better. Well, I did do it. Couldn't have done it better myself.
You did it all by yourself.
Turned out this little tree wasn't worth cutting down, but I made firewood out of it, you know, camping firewood. So if people come down here to camp, they can come collect it and use it. It's up off the ground a little bit on that brush pile. It'll help it dry out. I'll throw these other pieces up on top there, and I'll probably cut that a little more and throw it up on top where it's up off the ground a foot or so. That'll let it dry. It'll make good camp firewood for some people who are camping down here by the creek. But we got it on the ground, laying, as you can see. Here comes the trail. Boom, right in the middle of the trail. The trail goes over that way towards the back of the property, and it's laying right in the middle of the trail going down to the bottom. So we do need to get it out of the way, but that's not a big deal right now. Got it on the ground, made little zips in it, measured about 18 inches each. Cut it where I could. Did the same thing there, cut it where I could. Got to cut it the rest of the way through, but first we got to get them limbs off the end. And then we'll start rolling these and cutting them. It'll all be done. A lot of firewood in that big old oak. I would say that's probably easy 18, 20 inches at the base. But it does dwindle rather fast. We could put it on the sawmill, but getting it up out of this place down here would be a lot harder if it wasn't little pieces like firewood. A lot harder. That one there would make great sawmill wood. It's just getting it out of here. We really don't have the capacity to get it out of here right now. What we'd like to have is a log arch, but we don't have one. Thinking about selling my white trailer and getting one. I haven't made up my mind on that yet, but if we had a log arch, we could just come down here and put these on the arch and roll them up there, even for firewood, and then we could finish cutting them up there instead of down here in the woods, and we wouldn't have to load them on a trailer. A lot less back work. But anyway, this is the first of the two big trees. I don't think we're going to get to the other one today. As you can see, the sun's getting low in the sky over there. And we still have quite a bit of cutting to do on this. So thanks for watching. Give us a thumbs up. If you haven't already subscribed, please subscribe. We could sure use some subscribers. Get up to 1,000, we might be able to make $1. That would be nice. Thank you again for watching.